You're listening to REI USA Podcast, your prime resource for genuine real estate growth. If you want to jumpstart your real estate career, whether in active or passive investing, this is the right show for you. Join professional home renovator Stacy Rossetti as she talks to REI USA teachers and expert investors willing to share their tips and tricks to get started in investing, sharing actionable advice in every area of real estate, all while putting legality, habitability, and safety above everything else. Combine their unparalleled advice with your strong drive for success, and that incredible real estate fortune will be yours. Now, here's your host, Stacy.
I'm going to go over REI USA member benefits, and then I'm going to go over some of my tricks that I do with my private lender with raising money as well too. I'm going to get into, like, during this session, I really want to get into REI USA again, just so you guys know what you get. But then also I want to talk about like my private lender programs that I have, because the truth is that if you are a real estate investor, you got a private lender program, right? You don't know it yet, but you do, right? You should start thinking about what that program is going to be. And I'm going to get into some of mine, because what's happened is over the course of the last 10 years, I've just met so many different types of private lenders. I'm 100% privately funded. Okay. Just so everybody knows, I haven't gotten a bank loan yet. And I just raise money. So that's why I say I got a private lender program for everybody, because over the course of the last 10 years, I've met so many different types of investors. It's like, oh yeah, I got a program for you. Oh yeah, I could do that. So I'm going to get into that here in just a minute, but I wanted to go over the REI USA stuff one more time, just let you guys, because a lot of people came on a little bit later. And so everybody here that's newbies to REI USA, I'm Stacy Rossetti. I'm the founder of REI USA. And all of these people that are speaking today are all coaches and teachers for REI USA. And we're here to just help you just keep moving forward, right? That's the goal. Keep moving forward. And so we're here for you, and we're going to be, I'm going to just go over just the page. And then after this, Noah and Christy are going to come on, and they're going to talk about what they do. Now, Noah and Christy have the private lender, a whole session just on private lending. So let me get into the REI USA page. So we're here now. We've heard all the way through Linda. I'm here. I'm going to be doing just member benefits. Christy and Noah are going to be talking about private lending as well too. And then also I'm actually just on the REI USA page right now is where I'm at. I just want to make sure that you guys know all about it and where you can find everything. Okay. So I'm inside the portal. So everybody here is a member. You cannot attend any of our summits that we offer unless you are a member of REI USA. And I appreciate, especially for everybody coming in and just trying us out. I appreciate you guys checking us out. And we are here to just help you keep moving forward in your real estate investing journey. You can check out all of our teachers here under Teacher Spotlight. All right. So if you click on this, then you can check out what everybody teaches and get their bios and like kind of where it is. So not everybody is teaching today. So just in case you do feel like there is a topic that you need, we teach on a lot of different topics. So I just want to make sure you know, we got a lot of amazing teachers here, and some of them are teaching and some of them are not. All right. So just make sure that you check everybody out here, and then you can get in and click this, and then you can, like, here's Darlene, and then you could click her, click this, and you can get into her bio and when she teaches and what time. Okay. So this is what's called Teacher Spotlight. Okay. So all the teachers here, all the coaches are here, and you can find them, what they teach and what time they teach. And then also like what is the focus of their sessions. Okay. That's there. And then also, I just wanted to remind you guys that we do have the podcast, the REI USA podcast. So if you are somebody that's like doing a lot of driving, or if you're like a podcast person, I do a lot of driving because I live in an RV. So I listen to a lot of podcasts and courses and YouTube stuff and everything. So it's important for me to have access to good podcasts. So I just wanted to show you that this is launched. And we have a new podcast every week coming out. And basically it's just teacher spotlight again. So you'll be able to hear all different kinds of teachers and what they're teaching on. And the good thing is that our teachers for REI USA, they kind of just they do everything. They're teaching on the one topic, but the truth is they can do everything and talk about everything and teach everything pretty much. So you can hear a whole bunch of different aspects of what they teach through the podcast. And let's see what else. I wanted to just make sure that you guys knew that the calendar is here. So if you want to know what's coming up and when all the sessions are, because I know all the teachers are saying I teach at this time and I teach on this at this time. It's just right under the events calendar. All right. And you can scroll through and then you can just click on this and you can just register for any session coming up. It all goes in order by date. All right. And we typically put all of the sessions up for like the next 60 days is kind of how we do it. And then you'll see every once in a while, you'll see like a special guest. And this is Clay. And he works for Advanta. So I know when you saw Mike's session where he was like, sign up with Advanta, right? So this is Clay. He works with Advanta, and all of our sponsors come in like once a month. We typically have a sponsor come in and do like a session on what they offer as well too. So you'll see these as well. Okay. So anyway, so this is all here, and then you can click on the training, the calendar, and you can click on this here and it'll bring up like a calendar view. If you don't want to scroll down like that, you can just see all the sessions for the entire month, and then you can just click on it and sign up for whichever one you want to do. Okay. Just want to make sure that y'all knew about that. So there's a couple different views in that. And also, and then if you sign up or if you don't sign up, but you miss them, the training replays are here. So this virtual summit, all the replays will be here as well. So we'll have them just on the bottom right here. We'll just have the Raising Money Virtual Summit. And then you'll be able to click on it and you'll be able to see each teacher. It'll be broken out. So it's not one long day, but it'll be broken out. So you can watch this as well here. Okay. And then also finally, the sponsors directory is here. All right. So that's, like I said, Advanta IRA is here. We have a whole bunch of different sponsors like Ameris, and I know Darlene went through a lot of lenders that she's using. We do have a lot of lenders as sponsors for REI USA. So Ameris, Karen, and then let's see, American IRA is another custodian for self-directed IRAs. Karen offers lists. So if you need to get a list, like an absentee owner list, or if you need to get like, a pre-foreclosure list or whatever, something like this, then you can also go through Karen as well. She's been my list broker for like 10 years. So I just asked her to come be a sponsor. She said, yeah, I'll be a sponsor. So she's here. Josh is an attorney, right? So if you need an attorney, and then Brent Reddy offers software for landlords. All right. And then Residential Capital Partners is a lender. John Moyer is also a lawyer. New View offers self-directed IRAs, and New Western is like a wholesaling company that wholesales properties. And then Legal Shield offers like legal advice on like free legal advice essentially. So you can check all these out. And also finally, I didn't mention this, one more thing is the partners, right? So a lot of you are like, I need to get started, but what kind of softwares or what do I need? There's a list of like partners that we have with REI USA. So for instance, like Deal Machine, I don't know if you guys have heard of Deal Machine, but Deal Machine essentially is like an app that you can use to find properties. I mean, you scan the property and it gives you the information of the owner, right? So like this kind of stuff, or a skip tracing company, like Flipper Force is like a software that helps you manage your rehabs, right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here essentially. So I just want you to look through like Investor Carrot. They create websites for you. And there's land trust, there's land stuff here as well, all kinds of stuff. This is a virtual assistant company. So if you want to hire a virtual assistant, this is what they do, is they manage those for you. So there's a lot of really good stuff. PropStream is here. And they do comps. Like if you need a comping, they think they do comp. Yeah, they do comps, and then they do like they do a whole bunch of stuff, lists and things like this as well. So, and Privy also does comps. All right, and REI Print now mails your letters out. So if you want to do letters, they're a fulfillment company. ROI Muse is a deal analyzer. They offer deal analyzers. Yeah, all right. So basically what I'm saying is that there's a lot of partners here. If you need anything, like any help with anything, then please check here as well. So you can kind of build your company out using these kinds of softwares and stuff. Okay. And let's see, I think that's it, but I want to just get into the dashboard and just show you real fast one more time what your dashboard is going to look like. So this will be gone, right? By Monday, this will be gone. And then at the top, you'll just have your dashboard here, which basically shows you all the different sessions that you've watched. And then also shows you, it shows you what level you're at and what level you need to get to. So you're at iron, right? I'm at iron right now, and I need to get to bronze. In order to get to bronze, I have to complete 5 training sessions. Once I complete 5 training sessions, I'll get a free coaching call with Mike Watkins. All right. And every 5 sessions that you do, every 5 sessions that you watch, then you get a free something. So at 10 sessions, you get a free ticket to Darlene's foreclosure boot camp. And so there's a whole bunch of teachers that have given away free sessions or whatever. And so you get those for every 5 sessions, you get those. Okay. So that's available. And then also here, so now that you're a newbie and you're in, it's like, okay, what are my next 10 steps? All right. So here's the 10 steps. All right. And these are going to things like, fill out your profile, get a demo done with Christy. So Christy is our community manager. She's here today she's the host. And she's the community manager. And if you have any questions at all about anything, you just email Christy. Her email is questions@rei-usa.com. And she can also give you a demo. She manages our Facebook group that you can join, right? You can start using your affiliate link. You do get paid for any referral that you bring in, right? So if you use your affiliate link, we will pay you for referrals, okay? And so there's training, register for a training session, watch this course to get you started, get 5 sessions so you can get a coaching call, and then you can talk to sponsors. So these are kind of your homework. You need to get some marketing strategies you need to get what market are you supposed to be focusing on right now? And then you need to be talking to lenders, right? And so these are really kind of the 3 big things that you should be focusing on when you get started, okay? So I put those in there as your 10 steps. Okay, that's all here. And you can join the Facebook group right here. You can get your affiliate link right here. Here's all the free courses. There's 5 free courses that you can watch, right? Just to get started. These are all the free courses for all members. All right. And then you can check out properties for sale. If you do have a property to sell, you can list it in here. And then all the membership across the country will have access to all the properties for sale. Okay, and that's right here at the top where you can list it just under properties for sale, property listings and stuff. Okay, so that is available to you. I just wanted to show that, make sure you had access to that. You kind of knew where everything was. And then real fast before I stop share, I couldn't bring my screen up last time, but I wanted to see if I could bring it up this time and show you my investor page. So basically on my investor page on my website, I have 2 different pages. One of them is for private money lenders and one of them is for my fund. Okay, I have a 506c fund. And so I just wanted to show you the fund is here and then the private lender one is here. But the pages almost look kind of exactly like this. This is kind of how it is. But my goal is to always be funneling people to my website. My website basically showcases me, and this is how I raise all my money, right? So I'm a very virtual investor, and so as you can see, I pitch my fund every week. Like I told you, I'm pitching every single week, and people will come to my page through all of the posts and things that I do. People come to my page, they fill this out, and this puts them right into my email list. Okay, this puts them right into my email list. So once they fill this out, they get put into an email list. They get one email once a month for 12 months. So I'm always, and the email is typically just like a case study of a deal I've done, or it's like, what is private lending, or something about the fund. So this, I want you to just come to my page and check this out and kind of see how we set all this up. This is for the fund. And this is for the private lend. This is for my private lenders, this page. Okay. So you can play around with and just check it out and see. And I really suggest, like, when you do find like big guru, people, gurus, or like people that are doing it, how are they presenting themselves? And if you go to a lot of websites, you'll see there's an investors page for a lot of like real estate people and companies and things like that. They always have an investors page, and you can just check the page out, instead of checking it out as like somebody that wants to invest in the company, you're checking the page out as if like, okay, how are they setting this up? How are they, getting everything, how are they getting their website set up? And you can see I have a disclaimer here, right? I put this on the page, and then all I'm doing is educating everybody on like what is private lending, right? So who borrows at high rates? How do I get paid? What is a long-term investment? What if I need to liquidate? What's the closing process look like? What's the benefits of private lending? So it's really just educating is what it is. Okay. And I got some video testimonials. I've got more more questions being answered. And I have a little presentation right here on what is private lending. It's about, I think, 25 minutes long. So it's not little, but it's a good presentation that explains to people what private lending is. And, just all kinds of stuff, like just more description on like what private lending is and how it works. And then again, my disclaimer down here. I set up meetings. Now, if you click on this button, and you're going to, basically what's going to happen is if you click on this button, you're going to go through an application funnel. All right. And the application funnel is going to ask a whole bunch of questions. And some of the questions, like how much money do you have? Have you ever lent before? This kind of thing is what it is. And then there's a couple questions in there that if you don't answer the way that I want you to answer, then you don't get access to my calendar. All right. And so I really set this application funnel to weed out people that, don't have any money, or they don't know really, they don't have a lot of experience in doing this and this. So this is the page that I use to raise money, and as well as the Self-Storage Fund of America. Okay, page as well. And then on top of that, if you remember, I said I use Facebook. I'm a Facebook person. Of all of the different social media outlets out there, that's kind of what I do is Facebook. And I really honestly don't do anything else. Now, actually, I was going to show y'all. We have a software. We use a company called Publer. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of Publer before, though I'm on every single social media outlet out there, right? But like I never go to any of them. Like all the posts that you see are all going through Publer. Okay. And Publer just basically, you just attach all of your things here. What's it called? What are these called? Accounts or whatever. You attach the accounts here, and then if you want to do a post, essentially you would just like, okay, yeah, I want to do an REI USA post, so I would just go through and click like all REI USA here, and then I could just do my post here, and then it syndicates it out to all REI USA outlets that we have. So we have Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, and I'm pretty sure we have this one here. Yeah, here's Instagram right here too, right? So these are all the ways for us to. Now, this is how you saw posts like in the Facebook group. For me personally, this is how I post out in the Facebook groups or anything else. My team posts out. And that's how it's called syndication, right? But so if you really want to, like, people are like, oh my gosh, social media is just so hard to like manage because there's just way too much like out there. Like, I'm not getting on every single thing, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what we do. We use Poobler, and then we'll just broadcast it out or syndicate it out to every single site. And it's one post, and then that's all you have to do. All right. So when I was saying earlier at the beginning, when I did the beginning the presentation, I basically said that we are utilizing social media to broadcast our wins. Right. So if I find a facility that I want to buy, or if I find something that I want to buy, then essentially I'm broadcasting that out. All right. If I get something under contract, we broadcast that out. In fact, another thing that we do too, which is like kind of like Throwback Thursday or whatever you want to call it, is we broadcast our anniversary dates of our purchases. Because I'm always like, I don't know what to I don't have to post, right? But we got a lot of purchases. All right. So like then I tell my team, I'm like, post out like anniversary dates of purchases, like, hey, 5 years ago I bought this facility or whatever. So, it's actually very easy once you get into it to like think of content to post out. But people always ask me like, how are you all over the place in social media? Poobler is what it is. And David, you asked me what the name of it is. Called Poobler. Poobler. I don't know what the Poobler means, all right, but Publer. That is what we're using to syndicate out. And I think it's like $1 an account or something like that. I'm not sure. So you do have to pay a monthly fee for it, but it's not a lot of money. Okay. And then you can add your team. Like if you don't want to do it, like personally, I don't really want to do all that, so I just have like Christy goes on to Poobler, Ariel all my community managers, my social media managers, all managing all that for me. Okay. So, as you grow, you get to like delegate that out. Yeah, so that's what I use. All right. So utilize social media. Another thing that I was going to say too is like, if you don't want to do Poobler, you're like, oh my God, that's way too much. Then what I really like is Instagram. You can like, I think if you tell me, yeah, with Instagram, you can post out to Facebook, and with Facebook, you can post out to Instagram. So you can connect those two together, and then you can like kind of syndicate both those out. I mean, at least two is better than nothing. Okay. The point is that we're always posting out everything that we're doing in the self-storage world, right? And the reason that we do that is just because, we're trying to get our name out. We're trying to let everybody know what we're doing. And, and then that's how we raise our money too. And a lot of times too, with my posts, like I'll post like, hey, it's the 1 year anniversary of my Fayetteville location. And I'll post a picture of like my storage facility. And then I'll say, oh, you should check out everything we do at stacyrossetti.com. And then I just lead everybody to that page. So basically what I'm saying is that when you do a post, you want to be leading everybody to your website or whatever you have that you're going to be sharing with the investors, if you have that set up. Okay. And I know this is like, I've been doing this for a while, but at least you can kind of get an idea of like how I'm doing this. And so everything that I do, everything that I post out in social media leads back to something. That's the rule. So if you start really analyzing my posts or analyzing the post that my team does, there's always some link that's leading to something else, which is basically the whole point of social media, right? So on the business side, now on my personal side, I do a lot of personal stuff, but like on the business pages, now my personal page is not in Poobler. So nobody's posting on my personal page. It's only just the business part. Okay. Now, if you wanted to post on your personal page, you could do that as well too. But my team does not do that. I just post out something on my personal page. Okay. Now, in terms of programs, right? Because what's going to happen is when you start getting out and talking to investors, you're going to find that there are like several different types of investors out there. Okay. First of all, the very first investor that I had was a private lender, right? Where I just borrowed the money from them and they got a lien on the property. All right. So I did this with when I did rehabs, and I've also done this with facilities. essentially a private lender will come to me, somebody will come to me and they'll say, hey, I have like, $300,000 or $400,000, where, I would like to, work with you. How can I work with you? Right. And when I talk to the investors too, this is where I ask them, like, how much money you got, so because when they tell me how much money they have, then I know where I can put them. And I'm the type of person that like whatever amount of money that they have, I'm going to be able to put them somewhere. Okay. And so obviously you saw, if you didn't see on my investor page, the minimum for me to work with somebody is $300,000. Because I mean, it's really hard to find a storage facility that's, less than 300 grand. I mean, just unless it's like a little tiny one or something, so we buy bigger facilities, right? So most of the time my lenders have like, hundreds of thousands of dollars to work with. So when I meet somebody that says, oh, I only have like $60,000, or I have like, $25,000, or I have, $100,000, then I still don't want to like miss out on these people, right? I still don't want to like not do anything with them. So essentially, I've over the past couple of years just created different levels for all my different investors that I meet, right? So I have private lenders where I have debt and I borrow money, and then they like, I'll pay them a high interest rate, like 8% or 10% or something like this. Okay. So that's like one level that I have. And then I have another level where it's like, I could partner with you, right? So you want to always have like a partner program as well too. So if somebody comes to you and says like, I only have X amount of dollars and it doesn't quite fit into what we're doing, or maybe there's a bigger deal, so for instance, let me just tell y'all a deal that I just did. Okay. I found a storage facility. An owner was willing to sell it to me. And I asked him if he wanted to owner finance it. Okay. The property was $600,000. All right. I got him to owner finance. I mean, I asked him, I said, would you be interested in owner financing? I said, I think I could probably bring 200 grand to the table if you can owner finance the 400 grand. He said, yeah, I'll owner finance it. So he gave me 4% interest for 10 years, amortized over 20 years. And he gave me the first 2 years at like interest only payments. Okay. So we kind of worked through those terms, right? But I still had to come up with $200,000 to bring to the table. All right. So basically, I just went out and found somebody to bring me 200 grand, and I partnered with that person. And now we partner on this deal together. Okay. So, and then the split, I mean, essentially the split is, depending on what y'all work out, the split can be whatever. I mean, obviously I'm doing all the work. I brought the deal, so they don't get as big a split as I do. But I literally bought a $600,000 facility without bringing any money to the table at all. And that's the power of utilizing the types of lenders that come into your life. So there's debt, and then there's partnerships, right? And then on top of that, now I have the fund, right? And it took me a long time to get to this point, but essentially now for all these people that are coming to me and they want to, like, or they don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they do have money they want to invest with, they can always put that money right into the fund. And then we can use it as like crowdfunding. And really my fund is really more like crowdfunding fund. But, and so over the course of the last 10 years that I've been investing, I've come up with different ways to invest, to utilize my partner's money. I may not be able to use, $25,000, but there's something that we can put you in. And I tell all the investors, like, don't get hung up that like you don't have this for this or whatever. Like, I will figure out something for your money. And that's the goal for you. You should be, as you grow your raising capital program, whatever you're going to be doing, then you should be coming up with different ways to utilize that money, different programs, right? If that makes sense. All right. Okay. And then I see some questions here. How do lien positions work with second private lenders in the deal? Yeah. So if you do a lien, then essentially, if you do like 2 or 3 investors, so there's 2 different ways to do this. One of them is like, because I saw Mike had like 3 investors for his $200,000. What you could do is you could form a company together. right? You can form an LLC or whatever you want to form. And then that company can go out and borrow the money, right? And then, and then they could partner together, or you can do each individual lender as a lien holder, like, first lien, second lien, third lien. I've done both, so it's really kind of just, when you talk to lenders, like you get it, you have to get like a feeling for what type of risk they're willing to take, right? It's really about what type of risk. And like, I have one lender, he gives me like $2 million, and he always wants first lien on the property. That's it. That's how he is. And then I talked to another lender that's like, no, I only want a 50-50 split. That's what I want. Like, this is it, So it's like every lender that you talk to is going to have completely different risk level, completely different terms. So you just have to work with them to see what it is. And that is how you create your private lender programs, right? Because you're going to find one lender that wants this and one lender that wants this. And then over time, you're just going to learn all the different ways that you can raise capital, and then all the different ways that you can structure your deals, right? All the different ways that you can structure your deals, okay? And I see SEC compliance. I'm not sure what that means by SEC compliance, but essentially, like, you need to be able private lenders are lenders where you them, like, this is not like some stranger. Right. I have a fund, right, for strangers. And that was another thing too, is like, strangers go in my fund, and people I know and I've worked with over the past years, these are all people that I'm doing like private lender deals with. Okay. And I'm sure Noah and Christy are going to get into that because that's what they do anyways. All right. So I'm going to let them go and do their thing now. And I'm out. I'm done. But thank you very much for spending some time with us and being a part of REI USA. And we're here to help you. Okay. I'm here to help you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of REI USA. Let these golden pieces of advice clear your path towards thriving real estate success and start making those amazing financial opportunities work for you. If you liked this episode and want to get more of these valuable secrets, be sure to subscribe to the show at www.rei-usa.com. Leave a rating too and share with your friends. Until next time.